Right people, the September event is creeping up on us and today we have spicy rumours about the most important aspects regarding iPhone 16. Is it bigger batteries? Is it a revolutionary new design? No, who cares about that? Let's talk about colours! Because as long as Timothy gives us some new fancy shades, we're gonna happily buy the same phone we had last year for $1,000. Jokes aside, I am actually always curious about the new set of colours for each iPhone generation, and beginning with the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus, courtesy of Sonny Dixon, we have dummy models showing us 5 potential colours, as well as other design changes. So as you can see, the 5 new colours are white, black, blue, green and pink, which by the way, Minchiko had told us about previously, so it's nice to see leakers agreeing on something for once. But by far the most exciting aspect about this rumour that gets me tingling is the fact the colours are punchy, like real punchy. iPhone 15 had the most dull, subtle shades of colours I've ever seen. I mean, how exactly is this blue? I begged Apple, please give us a proper shade of blue again, and well, it seems iPhone 16 could give us just that, with the shade being very reminiscent of the iPhone XR blue, which by the way, is my favourite iPhone colour of all time, so I just wet my pants seeing this. And if you want more horrible jokes like that, subscribe to the channel of course, it's free and it'll bring you the latest about Apple right to your subscription box, so please consider it, it would be appreciated. Join the saranbyte gang now. Anyways, the rest of the colours are just as nice. We have this forest green that looks snazzy, a light pink which essentially is a slightly more saturated version of the pink we have with iPhone 15, and oh boy am I glad to see the standard white option is back in the range. Now I do want to mention of course, these are dummies and so they're likely made out of cheap plastic and may not represent how the colours really look in real life. The whole reason we got muted colours in the first place with the 15 series was because of the fancy colour-infused glass, and so if Apple keeps around the same process for iPhone 16, it's possible we get another year of colours that basically all look grey, which would not be fun. Now I still will be holding out hope for vibrant colours. We haven't had a range of colours yet that's topped the iPhone XR range. That was peak iPhone colours, and so I'm hoping iPhone 16 colours are just as vivid, and if I'm being honest, I really only care about the blue. It better be good Timothy or I'm going to be protesting outside Apple HQ. Now the dummies also show us other details about the design we've heard about in the past, namely the new vertical camera layout, which is quite different compared to the diagonal layout we've had since iPhone 13. Now you may be wondering, why is Apple doing this? Well, it's not because they just got bored with the current design. The big reason is because this will allow the regular iPhone 16 to capture spatial video for the Vision Pro. Since a vertical layout is needed to achieve this, the overall bump is a lot smaller as well. It's quite similar to the iPhone 10 and 10s camera module, and I'm quite happy about it. But that's about it for the design changes. The sizes aren't changing, and from the front anyways, it's going to look the same as the iPhone 15. However, a big internal upgrade with the regular iPhone 16s are the A18 chipset and 8 gigs of RAM, meaning the regular iPhone is back to using the latest chipset, which is good to see. It's also getting the action button from the 15 Pro, as well as a capture button for photos and videos. Moving to iPhone 16 Pro, we've heard a lot about Apple eliminating the beloved blue titanium finish. 1 minute silence for that, ladies and gentlemen. It was always trash, I don't care. So I'm glad to hear it's been replaced by a possible bronze finish that could also look like rose gold. I know you're confused, but let me explain. Essentially, Weibo Fixed Focus Digital says, the new 16 Pro color resembles a bronze hue, while the surrounding frame has a titanium-like appearance. Wow, who'd have figured? Now what's interesting is that a few weeks ago, another Chinese leaker suggested the color code for the iPhone 16 Pro color is simply called rose, suggesting a more rose gold-like finish, though the leaker did say the color's not going to be exactly the same as older rose gold iPhones. Now what's my take on these two contrasting leaks? Well, these could be the same color, but just being perceived in different lighting conditions. I mean, there have been plenty of times where Apple's older Pro phones can look like one color in some angle, then grey or white at other angles, and so the same could apply here, guys. When I heard this news, my mind instantly thought of the shade from the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, because that does essentially have the perfect blend of a bronze hue with a tinge of rose gold to it. So shamelessly copy that, Apple, because it does look very classy, and I will gladly take it over some dreaded dark blue that's very boring. I know there will be those who still want a proper gold like Apple used to offer with their Pro phones, but I'm guessing they can't achieve the gold finish they want with the titanium rails, and so the bronze hue will have to do for now. iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max are also rumored to come in titanium black, white, and natural titanium, essentially the colors from last year's iPhone. Sonny Dixon did show images of these colors, and to no one's surprise, they look pretty similar to the shades we got with the 15 Pro, except the black is way darker, which I won't complain about. it looks perfect. Now, another rumor we've heard about for a long time is that Apple plans to use an improved process for finishing and coloring titanium, which will result in a glossier look compared to the brushed aluminium finish with the iPhone 15 Pro models. This glossy finish could look much more like the stainless steel that Apple used to use with their Pro phones, but it should be more scratch resistant. I'm not exactly sure how to feel about this because, well, I understand the benefit for Apple since they want their phones to look shiny and premium and like jewelry in the marketing. I do still prefer having a matte finish because anything glossy just attracts horrible fingerprints, and that's probably the main thing I hate about my Space Black 14 Pro Max. I guess we shall see what ends up happening. Anyways, enough about the colors, let's talk about a change with iPhone 16 that will actually make a difference in terms of regular usage, and that's better thermals. You might remember initially some faced overheating issues with the iPhone 15 Pro series, and whilst Apple did fix this with software for the most part, Apple has been falling behind when it comes to thermals since Samsung and pretty much every OEM has been using vapor cooling chamber systems in their phones for a long time, and it makes sense because people game on their phones and these chips are getting more and more power hungry each year, and so it's time to beef up the thermals, and thankfully Apple is finally doing that. So we got information from the information, yes, I'm going to continue making that joke, but anyways, they said their sources have told them iPhone 16 models are going to be equipped with a larger graphene sheet inside the chassis of the devices to address potential overheating. This corroborates a previous rumor that claimed iPhone 16 would feature an improved thermal management system, and it's totally possible that similar to the M4 iPad Pro, maybe the Apple logo itself is made of copper and acts as a heatsink to dissipate heat. That would be neat. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and thank you for watching. Right people, the SE4 leaks keep ramping up as we get closer to release. We have a lot of big details about this exciting release, so let's delve right in. So today's report comes from Ice Universe, who randomly gave us a few tidbits about the iPhone SE4 and Weibo, which was surprising because this man is a Samsung knight, so why does he suddenly care about the iPhone? That's a little sus, but anyways, as always with a rumor, take everything with a grain of salt. Delving in, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of this might be a recap for those who've been closely following iPhone SE4 leaks, like me of course, because I have no life. They begin by mentioning the SE4 is going to feature Face ID and Type-C, which of course would be a big upgrade from current and previous models, which all featured a Touch ID home button and the Lightning port. However, this news should not be a surprise. We have heard a lot about the SE4 being a reskinned iPhone 14, so that